In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him nothing was made that was made.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God did not send his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. Come on in, take your shoes off. Let's say a spell. I am Jake Johnson, and this is Untethered Live on a Monday night. How is everybody? Are you cold enough yet? It got down into 25 degrees here last night, and I was freezing. And it might get that cold again tonight. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm prepared. I got 2 shirts on. See that? How about you? Hey, April. Hey, MVTV. Hey, Caucasian Sasquatch. What's happening? Did I know if you upload too many videos too quickly, Google will just stop working almost entirely? Well, I wouldn't know because I've been shadow banned since almost the beginning, so it quit working almost entirely for me anyway. But I do 4 a week, every week, and some shorts occasionally. Going to be doing some more here soon, but I will try not to upload too many. By the way, how many is too many? That would be good information. That way you'd know. Don't do that many. Are we talking full videos or short videos? Uploads or live streams? There's some bias against live streams from the algorithm, but if you're using YouTube as a distribution platform, as I am, it doesn't really matter on that end. Nonetheless, what we're doing here is Bible study on a Monday night. Just one video, just one. And we are in the great book of Numbers. We started last night, but I stopped because there were some other things come up. And I switched gears and went to another book and did some reading for the sake of solace. So tonight we'll get back to the Numbers and start where we left off. That's chapter 1, verse 34 in the book of Numbers. It takes around 25 short videos and 2 long-form videos. Wow. I did not know that. I haven't had that issue. Like I said, they don't work for me anyway. Nobody hardly ever gets recommended my videos. I don't even know if my recommendations go out, or I mean my warning that I'm coming. Can't think of the word. I don't even know if that happens because I don't get them, and I'm subscribed to my own channel, so you'd think I'd get one, but I don't. I uploaded all but the last one. So 25 shorts and 1 long form, I guess. Notification, that's the word I was looking for. Thank you. You get my notifications? Good. I didn't know. I didn't know for sure. I know that I hardly ever see one of my videos pop up in the recommended stream when, you know how you got the front page and it recommends videos to you. I get like yours every day. Like 2 or 3 videos it recommends of yours, but I hardly ever see one of mine in that list. Maybe it's because it's my computer. I don't know. Hey, we got 5 people watching. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the show. Come on in. Have fun. Let's brain some things. I'm blushing. Oh, isn't that sweet? Isn't that special? Today's episode is brought to you by this hot cup of coffee in a maroon cup. I don't get recommended for my videos either. Ooh. Well, maybe that's the thing. Maybe you don't get your own recommendations, but other people do. Maybe they're that good, and I just didn't know it. Either way, we'll find out. We had a Big show last night, considering. Since last night, it's been watched a few times. But it was a good show, too, considering what was going on, which I hope to find out more about tonight if people show up that know. Because I heard something last night, but I don't know if it is true or not. Because it was just a guess last night. It was just an assumption. But hopefully that assumption was wrong. I don't know yet, though. I forgot to turn off my notification bells. Let me do that right now. So how are you? What's going on in your neck of the woods? Are you doing anything special? I tried to SWAT. You must have gotten the wrong address. Oh, you tried to SWAT me? Well, they wouldn't find much if they came looking for me. They may never be seen again. Sepsin trichinosis, oh my God. Jesus, I hadn't seen you in so long, I almost forgot what you looked like. Welcome to the show. Ahoy. Glad you could stop by. They don't listen to me anyway, MBTV says. I hear you, brother. They don't listen to me either. April, are you driving yet? I've been absent. Cogstream. I've been absent Cogstream. I don't know what Cogstream means unless you're doing a play on the word incognito. I've been busy being fabulous. Well, you are fabulous. You got a filthy beard. That's something to be proud of. I wish I could grow a filthy beard, but I can just grow little scratches. I look more and more progressively like a hobo, but it don't ever get big. I call it homeless chic. I had a little state-sponsored vacation, but things are better now. Are you saying you went to jail? Seems like I remember us having a conversation about something like that, but I'm glad things are better now. I'm glad you're back home, and I'm glad things are working in the right direction. And I'm glad you're here. We need you. Backwards internet was cognitive talks. Okay. Cogstream. Now I understand. Got it. I don't think I've ever seen that show. I need to go check that out. I need to get out more. I'm a little sheltered. It's because I'm so busy. I have a full-time job and play in 2 bands, which are full-time jobs. And then there's this, which is a full-time job. That means 4, count them, 4 full-time jobs. I don't even have time to scratch my toes. April says, hello, Sepson. And then she says, comma, I'm taking the boys to the bathroom, and then we will be on the road driving. Understood. Cog is another YouTuber. Yeah, I got that after he wrote it that way, but the first time he wrote it, there was no context, and I didn't know what he was talking about. They do that to me a lot. I'm supposed to be psychic, I think. I do pretty good, mind you. You know, speaking typese and misspellese. I'm multilingual here. Untethered Live is multilingual. I speak all kinds of crazy. Oh, It's a beautiful night outside, though. The moon is bright and the sky is clear, and they're calling for snow, which won't happen because it ain't the right kind of cold for snow, but they just don't know that. They think low means cold, means snow. Well, no, not necessarily. I've seen it snow when it's hot. It's got to be a certain humidity. The sky's got to be a certain color, which it wasn't today. So it's not going to snow, folks. I hate to tell you that. Not here. Might snow somewhere else. I'm a full-time drunk and a part-time jailbird, LOL. Well, you know, we can work on one of those. You can smell snow. Yes, you can. You can smell snow just like you can smell rain. I got about 10 inches. Snow, that is. Don't worry. We didn't confuse that with any other appendage you may have of that length. It's okay, Sepson. I was a full-time junkie and on full-time probation, says Sasquatch. Jailbird? Huh? What? No, we can't fix that one. You got to work on that one with the court. The full-time drunk. Now, unless you want to be a full-time drunk, and then in that case, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. If you don't want to be a full-time drunk, we can work on that one. Oh, wow. Or not. I ain't trying to get in your business. Just offering a hand if you need it. I'm that kind of guy. It's in the title. That is a good cup of coffee, but it ain't doing the trick. Time to break open the vague red drink. We don't have a village drunk. We take turns, says Caucasian. Aha. That's a good way to do it. You know, cover more ground that way. I didn't get the vacation because of drinking, I'm sure. I believe you told me what the problem was. We talked about it briefly the last time we spoke, and I vaguely remember some of it. A lot has happened since then for me, so, you know, my memory's not the best in the world, but I think I remember some of it. I remember praying about it, and here you are. So that's good. All right, boys and girls, it is 8:43. We'll go to 8:45 and get started. Because that is, after all, why we came, is it not? Who knows? No worries. None taken. I'm just glad you're here, and thank you for coming. And hope that you, I wish you'd have came last night, because last night was actually interesting. Tonight, it's going to be a slog, because we're in numbers, and that means we're reading about, you guessed it, people's names. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. I'd last about a week if I started drinking. Me too. I might not last that long. I can't handle. I am half Native American and half Irish, which means I can't hold my liquor, and for some reason I crave French fries. Don't know why. I can do a rail as long as my leg. I do 3 shots and I'm throwing up and laying in the dirt. I don't know what it is. I just can't do it. I don't think my liver was built for it. Add that to the list of things you never hear come out of a pastor's mouth. I take the word literally. It means to teach. It's the same word as rabbi, but in a different language. You're welcome. No preachy here. Just talking. There be loud music, random gunfire, and eventually large black plumes of smoke. If you drink, that's what happens. Damn, can I come to your house? Looking forward to it. I'll be listening. I'm glad you're here. And thank you for listening. I'll do the modding tonight. I think MVTV is working on a project, so he won't be able to focus entirely, I don't think, but maybe it will. Who knows? If not, I'll do it. Because I'm good like that. I can multitask. Sometimes I trip over my own tongue. You've seen it happen. Looks like I'm having a stroke. All right, let's go down, shall we? Wait a minute. We're missing something. What is it? Could it be a book? A book. There it is. If you got your Bibles handy, crack them open to the great book of Numbers, chapter 1, verse 34. If I had run into more preachers like you when I was younger, my relationship with God might be better. Thank you, sir. That means a lot to me. It does. It really, really does. I'm not just blowing smoke. Well, actually, I am, but not for the reason you think. It's my pleasure to elucidate the words that are so hard to go into people's ears for some reason. And if there's a reason that I'm doing it, I'm honored to have that reason. And I'm glad you're on the reciprocal end. Now, I'm going to start in the middle of a sentence because that's where I stopped last night. You're just going to have to play catch up. I don't think it'll be hard. 5, 6, 7, 8. Of the children of Manasseh by their generations after their families by the house of their fathers according to the number of their names from 20 years old and upwards, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Manasseh, were 32,200. Now, this is about a quarter of the way through the 12 tribes. And we are amassing quite the large number of little boys getting ready to go to war. In the Bible, they talk about things like blood running knee-deep in the streets. And people have always said things like, that's not even possible. There's not that many people. You know how much people would have to die to make that much blood? This many. That's how many. This many. This is a accurate census of the time. That's what we're reading, a census. That seems to be a problem, Sepson. Let me get to it. That's exactly my backstory, says MVTV. Yes. Edge browser wasn't synced, so triggered my Google security because of the excessive activity. Too many years in a Catholic school. The penguins there scare me to this day. Well, that seems to be an ongoing issue, and I'm right now currently devising a plan to start a series directed just at Catholics or ex-Catholics for the sole purpose of untangling the web of threads of lies that have been poured into their brains from childhood, causing them to doubt or even turn from the Father. This is a problem. We need to fix it. Hi, Julie. Welcome to the show. Caucasian says, hey, Sepson, if you want to just vent sometimes, hit me up and I'll drop you a private link. Are you doing well, Julie? It's nice to see you. You're looking as beautiful as always. Your name is just pearly white. I love it. Of the children of Benjamin by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Benjamin, were 35,400. Of the children of Dan, by their generations after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Dan, were 62,700. That's 20, 40, 60, 2,700. 62,700 kids ready to go to war. Young adults, 20 years old and up. Thanks so much. I'm doing well. I spent the day with my daughter and grandson. Beautiful. Hope all in chat are doing well tonight, says Sepson. Thank you, Sepson. I hope so, too. Of the children of Asher, by their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old and upwards. All that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Asher, 41,500. It's a much smaller family, but still a lot of people. Of the children of Naphtali, throughout their generations, after their families, by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war, those that were numbered of them, even of the tribe of Naphtali, 53,400 people. Young men ready to fight, full of pride and ideals, ready to go to war at all costs to take down the bad guy. Who's the bad guy? We don't know yet. We're just building an army just in case. These are those that were numbered, which Moses and Aaron numbered, and the princes of Israel, being 12 men. That's the 12 sons of Jacob. Each one was for the house of his father. So were all those that were numbered of the children of Israel by their house, by the house of their father. See, tripping over my tongue already. From 20 years old and upwards, all that were able to go forth to war in Israel, even all they that were numbered were 600,000, 3,550. It's a lot of folks. But the Levites, after the tribe of their fathers, were not numbered among them. Anybody know why for 10 points? Why were the Levites not included in this list? They are one of the 12 tribes. They do have young sons of warring age. Why were they not picked? Does anybody know? MVTV, Sepson? You got to thank you, Sasquatch. Without your recommendation, I would have never found this awesomeness. Ha ha! Lovely. He is good like that sometimes. Do you know why the Levites were not picked to be numbered for war? Going once, going twice. It's what I love to do, brother. He loves to help me get bigger and bigger and bigger. He's not doing a very good job because he's 3 times bigger than me. But I love him anyway. And I've been on his channel a few times, which is awesome. American Justice, welcome. Sometimes he is, LOL. Haha. Because the Levites were the priests. Thank you, Sepson. Because they were not only not picked to go to war, but they also did not receive a portion of the inheritance as all the other 12 tribes did by their houses and the number of their names of the houses of their fathers, because they were set aside to run the tabernacle, which means they are in charge of all of the works, all of the sacrifices, and all of the teaching and preaching, and all of the office detail, and all of the cleaning, and all of the building and tearing down, and the carrying of all things tabernacle. They are, in fact, the high priests heretofore mentioned in the Bible. All high priests heretofore mentioned in the Bible are of the Levitical bloodline, all of them. Even Zechariah, way in the future, who married Elizabeth, who was the mother of John the Baptist's cousin to Mary, aunt to Jesus Christ. Her husband was a Levite. You understand? This is very important. Also, Jesus Christ's grandfather was a Levite. No, his grandmother was a Levite. His grandfather was a Jew from the tribe of Judah. Wait, I was right. Yes, you were. Absolutely. Thank you, Caucasian, for putting in the links. Will you please stop poaching my people while I'm live? You can have them in a minute. Right now, we got to get through this book. Anyway, getting to where I was at. The Levites always end up working in the tabernacle, so they do not go to war. Because if you killed all your priests, there'd be nobody to, forgive all the soldiers. Anyway, for the Lord had spoken unto Moses, saying, Only thou shalt not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Israel, but thou shalt appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all things that belong to it. They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof, and they shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle. And when the tabernacle setteth forward, meaning when it starts moving, when they get up and leave where they're currently at and go other places, the Levites shall take it down. And when the tabernacle is to be pitched, the Levites shall set it up. And the stranger that cometh near shall be put to death. Apparently, God don't like it when you get in the way. So if you're a stranger and you happen to be diddy-bopping around and you see somebody setting up a big tent that's shaped like a cross, don't go over and talk to them. Because if you do, you might be put to death. It's bad news. And the children of Israel shall pitch their tents, every man by his own camp, and every man by his own standard, which is a flag. Standard is flag. Throughout their hosts. Now, every tribe of Israel has its own standard, its own flag with its own symbol. Right? So that's how they were known, and they would camp round about the tabernacle, which is shaped like a cross, and in each crook of the cross there would be tents, and on each edge of the cross there would be tents, and it would look like a big city when it was all said and done, or a cross with a big circle around it. And they would set up booths and have like flea markets all the way around. It's pretty nice. Fuzzy face. I like fuzzy faces. Not on a girl, though. That'd be weird. And the children of Israel shall... I read that one. But the Levites shall pitch round about the tabernacle of the testimony, that there be no wrath upon the congregation of the children of Israel. And the Levites shall keep the charge of the tabernacle of testimony. What does that mean? They are hall monitors. They set their tents up in between the other tents all the way around the tabernacle so that they don't get in arguments with each other, because one of the Levites will come out and say, hey, stop that. We're at the church. Shake hands and go to your own tent. That's what they did. And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So did they. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, Every man of the children of Israel shall pitch by his own standard, with the ensign, which is a ring, of their father's house. Far off about the tabernacle of the congregation shall they pitch. Hall monitors. Good description. That's exactly what they're doing. They're keeping the peace. They're like sheriffs, only they can't arrest you. But they could smite thee under certain circumstances. Fun fact, Levites got their name because of their blue jeans they wore. I like it. I must be a Levite then, because I wear blue jeans. And on the east side, towards the rising sun, they shall... And on the east side, toward the rising of the sun, shall they of the standard of the camp of Judah pitch throughout their armies, and Nashon, and of the son of Amminadab, shall be captain of the children of Judah. Why is Judah facing the rising sun? Does anybody know the answer to that? Probably not. This is a tough one. Because Judah is of the bloodline which would bear Christ. Judah is the king line. All kings heretofore mentioned in the Bible after this are of the tribe of Judah, including the King of Kings, Jesus Christ. He is a Judah. And he's also Levite, which is priest. So he's King of Kings and priest of priests. Who else had that name? King of Peace or King of Priests. That would be Melchizedek, Mecca, Zadok, put together. Mecca means peace. Zadok means anointed one. And there you go, for those of you that like words. And his host, and those that were numbered of them, were 14,600. Score is 20. And those that do pitch next unto him shall be the tribe of Issachar, and Nathaniel, the son of Zuar, shall be captain of the children of Issachar. Words. Ooh. Yeah, I know a thing or two. I ain't trying to brag or nothing, but sorry, I'm choking on my teeth. And his host, and those that were numbered thereof were 54,400. Then the tribe of Zebulun, and Eliab, the son of Helon, shall be captain of the children of Zebulun, and his host, and those that are numbered thereof were 57,400. This is a very, very big camp. We're about halfway through now. And all that were numbered in the camp of Judah were 100,000 and 80,000 and 6,400. That's millions, by the way. Throughout their armies, these shall first set forth. Judah is the first in line. Why? Because they're in charge, and the king rides first. That's just the way it is. Or was. Now they sit in the back and watch everybody else ride, but back then they rode first. ATL, good to see you, buddy. Welcome to the show. 50 and 7,000. Ooh. And on the south side, shall be the standard of the camp of Reuben, which is a sandwich for those of you that like sauerkraut, according to their armies. And the captains of the children of Reuben shall be Elizur, the son of Shedeur, and his host. And those that were numbered thereof were 46,500. Big, big group of people. And those which pitch by him shall be the tribe of Simeon. And the captain of the children of Simeon shall be Shelomiel, the son of Zurishaddai. I got it. I did it. Zurishaddai. That's it. And his host, and those that were numbered of them were 59,300. Then the tribe of Gad, and the captain of the sons of Gad shall be Eliasaph, the son of Reuel. And his host, and those that were numbered of them, were 45,650. Only from a kosher deli? That would be tasty. And all those that were numbered in the camp of Reuben were 100,050 and 1,450 throughout their armies. That's millions also. And they shall set forth in the second rank. What that means is, when you have the tabernacle set up and then there's tents round about the tabernacle, then there's a second row of tents around that, and then another row around that, and then another row around that. So it kind of spreads out like a suburbs, kind of. Only no cul-de-sacs. Then the tabernacle of the congregation shall set forward with the camp of the Levites in the midst of the camp. As they encamp, so shall they set forward, every man in his place by their standards. And on the west side shall be the standard of the camp of Ephraim, according to their armies. And the captain of the sons of Ephraim shall be Elishama, the son of Ammihud, and his host, and those that were numbered of them were 40,500. So no money changers yet. Not yet. We ain't got that far. Still just building an army. They don't even have an enemy yet. They're just setting up an army in case they run into trouble later. This army, by the way, is considered a small army. I'll say that again because I don't think you heard me. This army, of which we're about halfway through, a little more than halfway, is considered a ragtag small army by comparison to the armies they eventually go up against, which is why I say blood running knee-deep in the streets is not so unusual when you consider how big this group of people is, and it's a small army. And by him shall be the tribe of Manasseh, and the captain of the children of Manasseh shall be Gamaliel, the son of Pedazur. And his host, and those that were numbered of them, were 32,200. Then the tribe of Benjamin, and the captain of the sons of Benjamin shall be Abidan, the son of Gideoni. And his hosts, and those that were numbered of them, were 35,400. Can I buy a vowel, Alex? And all that were numbered of the camp of Ephraim were 100,000 and 8,000 and 100 throughout their armies. That's about 1,000,000 and some change. And they shall go forward in the third rank. That's the third row of tents around the tabernacle. And the standard of the camp of Dan shall be on the north side by their armies. And the captain of the children of Dan shall be Ahiezer, who makes beer, apparently. The son of Amishadai. Amishadai. Amish Addy. That's who it is. Diego, what's up? Welcome to the show, buddy. Good to see you. And his host, and those that were numbered of them, were 62,700. A score is 20. There's three of them. 20, 40, 60. 60 and 2,700. And those that encamp by him shall be the tribe of Asher. And the captain of the children of Asher shall be Pagiel, the son of Ochran. And his host, and those that are numbered of them, were 40 and 1,500. A little bit smaller. You went to high school with an Amishadadi? Amish Addy. Then the tribe of Naphtali, and the captain of the children of Naphtali shall be Ahira. That's a Chinese girl with a sword and a motorcycle. The sons of Enan. Enan, master of the universe. And his host, and those that were numbered of them, were 50 and 3,400. And they that were numbered in the camp of Dan were 100,000 and 50 and 7,600. That's a lot of folks. Hello, Diego. Much love, ATL, says April. Oh, the Napthales of the Hamptons. Carry on. That's the ones. They shall go hindmost with their standards. That's the fourth row of tents, roundabout. Or the last row of tents. Hindmost means in the back. The tribe of Dan will go in the back. That's what he's saying. These are those which are numbered of the children of Israel by the house of their fathers. All those that were numbered of the camp throughout their hosts were 600,000 and 3,550. That's millions. Lots of millions. But the Levites were not numbered among the children of Israel, as the Lord commanded Moses, because they're priests. And if they go to war, there's nobody to forgive everybody else. See how that works? And the children of Israel did according to all that the Lord commanded Moses, so they pitched by their standards. And so they set forward, everyone after their families, according to the house of their fathers. And they walked. These are the generations of Aaron and Moses, in the day that the Lord spake with Moses in Mount Sinai. This is the beginning of a new book, by the way. Anytime you see this phrase, these are the generations of, that is the author signing off, signing on. And in this case, it's Moses still. Or his brother Aaron is dictating. He's dictating and his brother Aaron is scribing. One or the other. Nonetheless, if you ever wondered who wrote this census, who took the numbers, it was Moses himself. And these are the names of the sons of Aaron. Aaron is the Levite king. He's the first Levite. Of him, from his son Levi, comes the Levites. Or from his father Levi, I can't remember which. Anyway, Aaron is a Levite, my point. And Moses' brother. Can you say he's conflicted? I think so. Nadab, the firstborn, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Those are the sons of Aaron, two of which get killed immediately. And he has to watch it. Why? Because they're arrogant little punks who decide to play a prank on God, and God didn't think it was funny. May not be those three sons, but I think it's some of them. These are the names of the sons of Aaron, the priests which were anointed, whom he consecrated to minister in the priest's office. Now what this means is these boys, Aaron and his children, have all been anointed by God. They've been chosen, they're picked, and they are hallowed, they are consecrated, they are clean, they are dressed to the nines in a specific uniform that they can't wear outside of the tabernacle, and they have to put on before they go in the tabernacle. Now, when they're in this condition, they are holy, they are clean, they are perfect as far as people go, and they are to act accordingly. They are to do their business in the name of the Father, in the holiest of holies, in the place where the Ark of the Covenant is, where God himself comes to sit upon his throne on earth and talk or commune with the high priests, of which only one can go in. Now, Nadab and Abihu died before the Lord. Those are the two. Because God don't like strange fire. Have a little fire. Have some laughs, smoke some cigarettes, and listen to Captain Kangaroo. What could go wrong? You understand? Not good. God tends to torch up practical jokers and blasphemers. Yes, sir. Find Aaron's staff, and you will be very popular. I know exactly where it is. Would you like to know? I can tell you. Would Moses' sons be this line if he didn't tap the rock the second time? I don't know if Moses had any sons, and if he did, they're definitely there, but Moses never gets to go to the promised land, so he's not part of this congregation of people. He's leading them, but he doesn't get to join them in the end. Untethered Live, would Moses' sons be in the line if he didn't tap the rock twice? No, I don't think so, because his job is to guide the people towards Canaan and get them there. But you're right. He got a little hyperbolic and a little overzealous, and he disobeyed God. God did not destroy Moses for this. Instead, he forbade him to go to the promised land. So Moses got to see it, but he never got to walk in. I hope that's explanatory. And by the way, Aaron's staff is inside of the Ark of the Covenant, which is in Jeremiah's grotto in Jerusalem at this very moment. Now, Nadab and Abihu brought strange fire before the Lord. You can read that however you like, whether they brought fire from a false god's sacrifices into the tabernacle and put it on the altar where God's sacrifices were going on, or whether they just started a fire that God didn't ask them to start, or whether they did something more nefarious. It doesn't say. It says they brought strange fire before the Lord, and God burned them up right in front of Aaron. Why did he do that? And why didn't Aaron respond? Because he knew full well those boys were in the wrong, and God had already warned them twice not to do things like that. So Aaron held his peace. He was mad about it for sure, but he didn't say a word. Don't blame him. When they offered strange fire before the Lord in the wilderness of Sinai, and they had no children. So that's the end of the line for those two boys, Nadab and Abihu. But Eleazar and Ithamar ministered in the priest's office in the sight of Aaron, their father. So they went on to have nice, big lives. Numbers does take patience. Good call back to last night. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Bring the tribe of Levi near, and present them before Aaron the priest, that they may minister unto him. This is kind of God's way of saying, make sure they know their stuff. Aaron, you can check them. They can minister to you, and you can check and see if they got their facts straight, because they're going to be teaching everybody else as we go. Now, keep in mind, this whole thing is occurring after they've been brought out of Egypt. All the, plagues and all that, and the death angel, that all occurred not too long ago, and now they're in the wilderness. They're at the Mount Sinai. They've got the 10 Commandments, and they've started their way towards Canaan, which is the promised land. Now, these people, this whole group of people, have been slaves for 450 years, held captive by Egypt. So they have all but forgotten their religion. They are inundated. They grew up. Their children and their children's children all grew up educated Egyptian. So they knew about the Egyptian gods. They still remembered the name of God, but they didn't remember any of the rules. They didn't remember any of the circumstances or any of what's required of them by God. They knew the name and they whispered it amongst themselves, but that's about it. They have all but forgotten their religion. This is God re-educating these children, and it takes 40 years to do so. They walk in that desert for 40 years. Meantime, every one of them die, and their children continue in their place. So only one of the original people that were taken out of Egypt makes it to Canaan. All their children make it, but everybody that left Egypt died except for Moses and Aaron. And Aaron got to go in. Moses died before he got there. So only one of the original people made it to Canaan. The rest were all their children. Why? Because they were a stiff-necked and stubborn people, and God could not break them. So he walked them to death. That's what you get for being stubborn, folks. Live a little. Relax. Now, and they shall keep his charge. Whatever Moses or Aaron tells these children to do, they will do it. And the charge of the whole congregation before the tabernacle of the congregation to do the services of the tabernacle. That means to keep it running, keep it good and operational. My goodness, the cow. Yeah, don't worship cows, folks. That was done by Aaron, too. Aaron is a little stubborn himself. Went through all that, and then you make a golden cow? It doesn't even make milk. Well, no, it's golden. And they shall keep all the instruments of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the charge of the children of Israel to do the services of the tabernacle. And thou shalt give the Levites unto Aaron and to his sons. They are wholly given unto him out of the children of Israel. So Levi is one of the 12 sons, and all of the Levites become Aaron's. That's the thing I missed before. I was thinking Aaron's sons were Levites, but no. They are Levites by association. But Levi and his children are given to Aaron so that they can become priests. That's how that works. My mistake, I apologize. And thou shalt appoint Aaron and his sons, and they shall wait on their priest's office. And the stranger that cometh near shall be put to death. God does not like strangers coming near to the priest's office or anything that the Levites are doing. This has been repeated over and over and over again. So, when we get a little further ahead and the Ark of the Covenant's on a cart and it's being jostled around as they go and it tips to fall over, and a stranger runs up and puts his hand on it to stop it from falling, and God strikes that guy dead, don't feel bad for that guy. He's been told repeatedly, if you come near to the business of the Levites, you will be struck dead. They knew. Ashkenazis, kinda. It keeps y'all running, eh? Really weird that the Jews are called Ask a Nazi. I don't think those are the same Jews as these, by the way. You might want to look into that, but I'm pretty sure that's a different breed of Jew, not of the 12 tribes. Anyway, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, And I, behold, I have taken the Levites from among the children of Israel, instead of all of the firstborn that openeth the matrix, which means to be born, among the children of Israel. Therefore the Levites shall be mine, because all the firstborn are mine. For on the day that I smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, I hallowed unto me all the firstborn of Israel. Both man and beast, mine shall they be. I am the Lord. They were converts. I hear you. And the Lord spake unto Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, saying, Number the children of Levi, after the house of their fathers, by their families, every male from a month old and upwards shalt thou number them. Now the Levites take a number, because they're a different breed of people. They are not to be involved in the war part. They are in the clerical part. They're the office geeks. These are the construction workers. That's how that works. And Moses numbered them according to the word of the Lord, as he was commanded. And these were the sons of Levi by their names: Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon by their families: Libni, Shimei, and the sons of Kohath by their families: Amram, Ezahar, Hebron, and Uzziel. And of the sons of Merari by their families: Mahali, who is Hawaiian, Mushi, who is Chinese. And these are the families of the Levites according to the house of their fathers. Those things are not true, by the way. I'm just talking nonsense. Of Gershon was the family of the Libnites, and the family of the Shemites. These are the families of the Gershonites. Those that were numbered of them according to the number of all the males from a month old and upward, even those that were numbered of them were 7,500. A lot of priests. The families of the Gershonites shall pitch behind the tabernacle westward. And the chief of the house of the father of the Gershonites shall be Eliasaph, the son of Lael. And the charge of the sons of Gershon in the tabernacle of the congregation shall be the tabernacle and the tent, the covering thereof, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. That's what their job is. They put that up and take it down every time they move. That's their part in building the tabernacle. Tabernacle is like a Lego set. It's all put together real neat, and then it's all taken apart and rolled up, and they can carry it anywhere it goes. And the hangings of the court, and the curtain of the door of the court, which is by the tabernacle, and by the altar round about, and the cords of it for all the service thereof. And of Kohath was the family of the Amramites, and the family of the Izharites, and the family of the Hebronites, and the family of the Uzalites. These are the families of the Kohathites. In the number of all the males from a month old and upward were 8,600, keeping the charge of the sanctuary. And the families of the sons of Kohath shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle southward. West, south, east, north, or northeast. Who knows? We might be surprised. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of the Kohathites shall be Elazaphan, the son of Uzziel. And their charge shall be the ark. That's the ark of the covenant. And the table, that's the showbread table. And the candlestick, that's the menorah. And the altars and the vessels of the sanctuary wherewith they minister. And the hanging and all the service thereof. So that's their job. That's what they handle every time the tabernacle is set up. These people of the Kohathites are the ones who carry the Ark of the Covenant also by the poles and the table. And they're the only ones allowed to touch it. Anybody else touches it, they die. And Eleazar, the son of Aaron, the priest, shall be chief over the chief of the Levites. He's the chief. And have oversight of them that keep the charge of the sanctuary. Now of Merari was the family of the Mahalites, or the Maulites. The family of the Mushites, and these are the families of Merari. And those that were numbered of them according to the number of all the males from a month old and upward were 6,200. And the chief of the house of the father of the families of Merari was Zuriel, the son of Abihail. These shall pitch on the side of the tabernacle northwards, so west, south, northeast. Imagine that. Kind of makes a crown. And under the custody and charge of the sons of Merari shall be the boards of the tabernacle and the bars thereof. That's where they get a drink after work. And the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and of all the vessels thereof, and all that serveth thereto, and the pillars of the court round about, and their sockets, and their pins, and their cords. But those that encamp before the tabernacle towards the east is always a weird place. It's always the dark spot. It's always strange. No matter what ritual you're involved in, the east is always unusual. So the ones that encamp there, even before the tabernacle of the congregation eastward, shall be Moses and Aaron and his sons, keeping the charge of the sanctuary for the charge of the children of Israel, and the stranger that cometh near shall be put to death. Now, why is Moses over there in the east? For two reasons. Number one, it's a weird place, and he's going to die, so that's where you put the guy who's going to die. And number two, he's in charge of everybody. He's the ruler, and he is of the the rising sun, which is in the east. Rises in the east and sets in the west. Make sense? I hope so. all that were numbered of the Levites, which Moses and Aaron numbered at the commandment of the Lord, throughout their families, all the males from a month old and upward were 22,000. And the Lord said unto Moses, number all the firstborn of the males of the children of Israel from a month old and upwards, and take the number of their names. And Moses said, dude, I can't even count that high. He did not say that. And thou shalt take the Levites for me. I am the Lord. Instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites, instead of all the firstlings among the cattle of the children of Israel. God picked one group to take all the firstborn from instead of all the firstborn of everybody. It's pretty good, fair trade, I think. And thou shalt, I read that one. And Moses numbered as the Lord commanded him all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and all the firstborn males by the number of names, from a month old and upwards, of those that were numbered of them were 22,213. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, take the Levites instead of all the firstborn among the children of Israel, and the cattle of the Levites instead of their cattle, and the Levites shall be mine. I am the Lord. And Moses said, didn't you just say that in the last sentence? He did not say that. And for those that are to be redeemed of the 213 of the firstborn of the children of Israel, which are more than the Levites, thou shalt even take 5 shekels apiece by a pole. After the shekel of the sanctuary shalt thou take them. The shekel is 20 gerahs, and that clears it up, doesn't it, kids? And thou shalt give the money wherewith the odd number of them is to be redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons. Why? Because they don't get an inheritance. This is their payment for the job they do. Because everybody else gets land and gets some form of monetary supplementation for their work. This is set aside for the priests. What you can call this a tithe, if you will. What do you mean by transborn? I never said transborn. Sorry, bub. Got a little reality check for you. Huh? I don't think I know what you're talking about. I know it was a joke, but I don't get it. So elucidate me, please. And Moses took the redemption money of them that were over and above them that were redeemed by the Levites. Of the firstborn of the children of Israel took he the money, 1,365 shekels after the shekel of the sanctuary. It's always a Jewish thing. They got to make sure it's a good weight. Not any old shekel, sanctuary shekel. Thick, nice thick coin. Make sure you give me the good silver too, buddy. And Moses gave the money to them that were redeemed unto Aaron and to his sons. Those are the sons of Levi, and Levi himself redeemed to Aaron, becoming one big family of Levites, Aaron being the head of that family. According to the word of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. Not been shaved? Not in a while. And the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, take the sum of the sons of Kohath from among the sons of Levi after their families, by the house of their fathers, from 30 years old and up, even unto 50 years old, all that enter into the host to do the work in the tabernacle of the congregation. So the old guys get to work inside the building. They get to do the stuff that happens inside. Yeah, I know, Caucasian. I'm getting used to it. I like it. I just didn't understand it. The shekels are not shaved, correct. They are the correct weight of the sanctuary. That's right. Nice, thick coins, the good stuff. Not biting a nib off to make it a little less. Make it stretch a little further. This shall be the service of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation about the most holy things. And when the camp setteth forward, Aaron shall come and his sons, and they shall take down the covering veil and cover the ark of the testimony with it, and shall put thereon the covering of badger skin, and shall spread over it a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put the staves thereof. So this tabernacle is covered with the curtain, a row of badger skin, and then another covering that is blue. And then you put the staves in and pick it up and tote it. That's 3 layers of material over the Ark of the Covenant to protect it, I would presume, because they're in the desert. Don't want that thing getting hot. And upon the table of showbread they shall spread the cloth of blue, and put thereon the dishes and the spoons and the bowls, and cover to cover withal. And the continual bread shall be thereon, and they shall spread upon them a cloth of scarlet to cover the same with the covering of badger skin, and shall put the staves therein. So the table has all the utensils and bowls in it, and the showbread, and then they cover it with a cloth, and then badger skin, and then another cloth that's scarlet. So you got blue and scarlet diddy-bopping across the desert on poles being toted by Levites. And they shall take a cloth of blue and cover the candlestick of light, and his lamps, and his tongs, and his snuff dishes, and all the oil vessels thereof, wherewith they minister unto it. And they shall put it, and all the vessels thereof, within a covering of badger skin, and shall put it upon a bar. Same deal. So it's blue, scarlet, blue. See, sensing a pattern here? That checks out. Somebody gets me. Trying to explain myself after the fact only confuses more. Well, all right then. And upon the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of badger skin. Hey, you skipped scarlet. You're messing with my OCD. And shall put the staves thereof. And they shall take all the instruments of ministry, wherewith they minister in the sanctuary, and put them in a cloth of blue. So it's just one scarlet thing and then a bunch of blue. How about that? And cover it with a covering of badger skin, and shall put them on a bar. And they shall take away the ashes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth thereon. And they shall put upon it all the vessels thereof, wherewith they minister about it, even the censers, which is a container, and the flesh hook, and the shovels, and the basins, which is another container, and all the vessels thereof the altar, all the vessels of the altar. And they shall spread upon it a covering of badger skin, and put the staves of it in. And that's where we're going to stop for today. We will pick up next Sunday, 4:15, in the great book of Numbers. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it touched your heart. I hope you found something interesting to glean from it. I hope it caused you to think and want more. That's what I hope. I hope it tickled your fancy just a little bit. You know, big liggy. Do me a favor, tickle my fancy. Wrong button. And hit that subscribe button and press the bell icon so you get notifications of when I'm going to be online and when my new videos drop. Smash that like button. It's right in front of you. It's free. It's effortless. It takes no trouble at all. All you got to do is reach out and touch it, and it really does help the channel with the algorithms, and it helps us get recommended to other people. So won't you do that? Share this video with people you love. Hey, share it with people you don't love. Bring them into the family. Make them part of the fold. Let's be part of their solutions, not part of their problems. Leave comments down below and let me know what you're thinking about. Question me, curse me, bless me, challenge me, confront me, conform with me, drink my Kool-Aid, make your own Kool-Aid. As long as you're thinking critical, that's what I want. Critical thought coming from that brain of yours. And hey, if you love the Word of God and you can see the value in what I'm trying to build here, and you'd like to be part of that, if you'd like to help me reach out and help people understand the word. You can support my work. You can go to paypal.me/jakejohnsonband. Or if you're a Cash App user, you can go to $JakeJohnsonBand on your Cash App, and you can help me out. Or you can send your tithes, offerings, or love offerings, or you can just pat me on the back and say, hey, here's a cup of coffee. Nice job, Jake. Thank you, Smoking Auditor. Now, it is that time to take all of your questions and comments. I thank you, I love you, and I will do everything in my power to be worthy of your support. This is a win-win. It's a blessing for me. It's a blessing for you too. God notices these things. So put your thinking cap on and come up with some questions that I can answer, for God's sakes. How about that? Jake, did Noah get these kinds of specific instructions for the ark, or just those general size dimensions? No, they're very specific all the way through. God told him exactly to the measurement how he wanted it built, and of what, and how to make it, and where to get the material to make it. All the way through. The whole tabernacle, everything in the tabernacle, everything used for the tabernacle, and the Ark of the Covenant, which is also the holder of the mercy seat, which is the throne of God on earth, all built by Moses and his team, all laid out in specific dimensions in the Bible. Hope that helps. Can I tickle you on the doll where you tickled me? It seems it would be very annoying for a God to see his people screwing up. Got to admit, everything is laid out in black and white. Should be harder to mess up than just follow instructions, you would think. It is annoying to read about it. I couldn't imagine being the father watching it happen, knowing that I just told you not to do that and you're heading straight for doing it. Come on, man. How hard-headed do you have to be? MVTV, I want you to understand that these people were at the foot of a mountain, and it's a little mountain. Go look it up. Mount Sinai in Arabia. It is about 4 stories high. It's a small mountain by comparison. I don't know exactly how tall it is, but it's very small. It's not the Rockies. They're about 100 yards away in a field looking up at this mountain, and on top of this mountain is the presence of Almighty God in all its splendor and glory, engulfed in a cloud of smoke with fire and thunder shooting out of it. And Moses is in the midst of it talking to God for 40 days. And while they're looking at God in the physical form, they're making a calf to worship here at the border. That's how dumb these people are. They can hear the voice of God in the distance, and they're thinking, well, we don't know if Moses is coming back. Quick, make a false calf. Make an idol that we can worship. Put our trust in it. That's that Egyptian thinking still in their noggins. Got to get that stuff out of them. Caucasian, that response about the doll needs to be a political cartoon on the front page of the Washington Post. Ark. Okay, the Ark plans must be thousands of words. Is all that in the Bible? Yes, and it's not thousands of words. It's pretty small. More or less, the engineering plans of the Ark. Yes, it is in the Bible, and we will read about it. April says, beautiful reading tonight, and I love you. I love you all. So true. I'm still driving. I'm almost where I gotta be. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. Much love, everyone. Check your email. Dude, thank you for this. Dude, you're welcome. My pleasure. I love you. Fab Daddy, good to see you, my friend. You just popping in? Julie says, hi. Fab Daddy says, hey. MVTV says, hey. We can use the heavenly glow coming off of Mount Sinai to work on this calf at night. Neat. Yup. Super dumb. Lucky mankind didn't end there and then and there. Yeah, they are lucky. They kind of did because God punished them for it, but whatever. Fair winds, April. Be safe. We love you, and we'll see you on Wednesday, sweetheart. Thank you for being here. I've been watching since from the start. Well, how come you didn't say anything? You think I didn't want to talk to you? I like you too, you know. Besides, how can I have a Sepson and not a Fab Daddy? I gotta have both. Fashionably late. Thank you, MVTV. Now, here's the thing. That ain't the only time they act that stupid. They do it over and over and over and over. They basically spit in the face of God while he's trying to save them over and over and over and over. And you hear people today talking about God being tyrannical and he's a vengeful God. Why would anybody worship such a hateful God? You should read the Bible and see what mankind did to make him that way. God is not vengeful by that stretch of the imagination. God has given mankind chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, destroyed the world, and then gave them chance after chance after chance after chance after chance, gave his only begotten son and gave him chance after chance after chance after chance. White throne judgment, chance after chance after chance after chance. The tribulation, chance after chance after chance. Are you getting the picture? God is the most patient being in all creation. Hello, my lily. Alpine Gulch, ladies and gentlemen. Just in time to watch me end the show. Why did the people go crazy like that? They didn't go crazy like that. They started that way. They're just idiots. I guess you can kind of understand because they've been held captive 450 years. Some of them don't even know who God is. They're not like coming right out of the Garden of Eden, you know. They have been indoctrinated into the way of the Egyptians, into their belief systems, and into their rituals and into their practices for 450 years. They still knew the name of God, but just barely. I mean, they had just about all but forgotten about him. And he rescued them and brought them into the desert to re-educate them so that they could go forward into the promised land. And it took a little more than he expected. Hello, Jake. Hello, Alpine. Good to see you, sweetheart. I love you all. Sorry if I'm not speaking properly. My predictive text came out wrong earlier, guys. I'm having to talk into the phone. We got it. We understand. We heard you. So it didn't come out wrong, and I got it. I understood what you meant. See? Surprised he didn't just clear off the board in a fit of valid disgust. That's why things like acts of kindness and things like the Apollo mission makes it worthwhile. Sorry, gotta go. Love you all. Love you too, April. Have a good night and kiss the boys for us. We love you. We'll see you Wednesday. Oh, I get it now. Love you too, April, says Alpine. Look, God loves his creation, but he gave his creation free will so that they could love him back for real. You know, you can't force somebody to love you. That's not free will. That's a robot. But if you give them free will and allow them to make that choice, when they choose to love you, it's genuine, it's real, it's from the heart. That's what he wants. And that's why he has allowed so many chances, because he loves his creation. He wants to be here with us. He wants to have a condition where he can come and be with us in the flesh. But we won't let that happen because we keep screwing it up. One way or another, it just keeps getting badder and badder and badder. That's why he pulled away from us in the first place. That's why he no longer comes down and walks in the midst of the cool evening with us and talks with us. That's why you don't hear his voice anymore. He used to. Years and years and years ago, he used to speak to us. Now, he doesn't so much. But he wants to. That's what places like this is about. Preparing us to be back in that condition so that we can commune with him. I don't know that it'll ever be successful, but I'm trying. Proof he has a sense of humor, too. He has to. Look at a platypus. Either that's proof of a sense of humor or proof that he first invented weed. Okay. Take a duck. Put on a beaver's tail. He's a mammal, but he lays eggs. There you go. Next. Let's make an anteater. I don't know. God's pretty cool. You just got to look for it. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I'm enjoying it immensely. I'm having a great time tonight. I didn't get a sports update, but I did accidentally hit the button and you heard the music, so maybe your cats will go wild when I do it. Kitty, 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 kitty. Look at humor, laughter in general. What a gift. Yes, it is. Ha ha ha, platypus. Lamau. Yes, platypus, proof God has a sense of humor, or proof he invented weed. I wish that were my joke, but it's not. But it's still funny. Now, if you really want to get disgusted, read in context the first 5 books of the Bible, and you will understand why God has done things the way he has. Men have done some pretty nasty things. Commandment number 1 is, thou shalt have no other God before me. I am the Lord your God, period. Why? Because God created all things, and he wants to be appreciated for the work that his hands did. Can you imagine what it would feel like for your creation to give the credit to a stick that he built and named and then trusts in it and not you, the creator of him, the one that loves him, the one that fed him and protected him and cared for him and made sure he didn't kill himself. And he's worshiping a stick that he made with his own hands and trusting it to save him. Can you imagine what that feels like to God? What a betrayal that is. It's unbearable. Okay, what was God's plan with the dinosaurs? A little game playing before human drama? I can see it. Dinos are more cool and fun versus serious stuff. Well, yes, except one little problem. Dinosaurs did have always and will always have lived right alongside of man. They were all created on the 6th day. 3rd day and 6th day. The dinosaurs are mentioned several times in the Bible. We talk about them a lot in history. We call them dragons, but they're there in every culture. Every culture on the face of the earth has seen and has been around dinosaurs. Look at the Inca stones in Peru. Look at the Angkor Wat building in Cambodia or wherever it is. Look at the Chinese depictions of dragons. These are dinosaurs. That's what they are. The word dinosaur, which means terrible lizard, was coined in 1800s. Before that, they were called dragons and leviathans and behemoths and other things. Okay, then. Prove me wrong. I can prove me right. Dinosaurs and man exist. Go to Biloxi. Go to Texas. Go anywhere they have recently found dinosaur footprints and man footprints side by side. You can find it. It's there. I have to look a little because the Smithsonian likes to hide things like that. Go to the Lovelock Caves in Arizona and look for the red-headed giants with 2 rows of teeth that lived there with the Native Americans in America. They're there. You just have to look for them. This whole world is full of enigmas like that are hidden or pushed away or not talked about because it don't fit the narrative. They even invented a dating system so that you couldn't find these things. Back in the 50s, somewhere in that area, they come up with this thing called BCE. I can't remember what it stands for because it's retarded, but it took the place of BC, which is before Christ. Got me? BCE is a few hundred years this way on the timeline. BC is a few hundred years that way on the timeline. So when the Bible says in such and such a time there was a city here and it had an oasis with a well, and then you go find a city with an oasis and a well and it has the same number of trees that are mentioned in the Bible, and the scientists go, that can't be it because it's not in the right time period. Look, we've dated it to such and such BCE. It's the wrong place. That's why they can't find anything. If you look at it in the context of which it exists in the world today with the proper dating, it is right where the Bible said it was. Everything. This is no. Whatever we think we know, we're likely wrong. I'm not wrong. But I hear you. Google simply put BCE, before Common Era, there you go, which is a slap in the face to Christ, who started that dating system, is a secular version of BC, before Christ. CE means Common Era, and it is the secular equivalent of AD, Anno Domini, which means the year of our Lord. Now, if you'll take a good look at that, a real close look, you'll notice that BCE and BC do not line up date-wise. It's off by a little bit, and they can flub it one way or the other just a little bit, which is why when they find the Hittites from the Bible, they say it's in the wrong place. It can't possibly be what the Bible was talking about. Those were just nomads. You'll find that a lot in modern science. This all started from a meeting in Cambridge back in the 1800s where they got together all the most popular professors, and they had a meeting of the minds. You can find this meeting. It exists. The minutes are recorded, and I can give you a phrase to look for that you can find the actual time that this was said. But what they did was they got together and decided to remove God from academia because it was a problem, because it couldn't possibly be true. So they began to build academia without the presence of God, which is why we have the current education system that we have today with God removed. Now, if you want to know where that meeting happened and who was in it, look for the phrase sexual mores. That was said in the minutes of that meeting, and if you look for that phrase, you can find the minutes and then do some reverse engineering to get back to where the actual minutes of that meeting. I don't remember the date. I don't remember the names, but I remember the place. It was Cambridge. So that'll help you find it. I still see AD used quite a lot. Yeah, they didn't change that one because it's also colloquially known as after death, which isn't what it means at all. It means in the year of our Lord, but they say AD after death. But they use that all the time. But they stopped using BC because it doesn't line up with current science, technology, and knowledge. It's a real easy to hide stuff when you have the wrong dating system. I do know that BC and BCE match up time-wise, just non-religious expression. Okay. That's what they want you to think. Wow, didn't know that timeline is off. It is off. If you don't believe me, just go look. Compare it to things that you read in the Bible. Use the Bible as the standard bearer. If you do that, you'll see it. If you use science as a standard bearer, obviously it's going to look like it lines right up because that's what they designed it to do. Use the Bible as the proof for everything. If the Bible says it's there, go look on Google Earth, you'll find it. It's right where the Bible says it is. In some cases, they give you directions, like when Moses went to Midian. Well, you can find Midian, and it tells you what's in Midian, palm trees and wells and such. So you can go look on a map and find it. And you can see it's in walking distance, obviously, from where he lived. And it'll tell you where he lived when he left. So you can do that kind of thing. It takes a little braining because the whole system is designed to remove God. So obviously nothing you read in academia is going to tell you that they're lying to you. It's all going to make sense by the way they designed it. Most of it's circular reasoning, like you date the rocks by the fossils and the fossils by the rocks. But that sort of thing, they get away with that. But if you use the Bible as the standard bearer, you will find time and time again where they say something that is incorrect and then back it up with their own science, but the Bible says it's different. And then you go look, and it looks exactly like what the Bible says, only everybody that's at the place says, no, it's not right because science says such and such, and you got to believe science because you're a heretic if you don't believe in science. I believe in science, I just don't believe in science. You know what I mean? Sexual mores, M-O-R-A-E-S, I think is how you spell it. I can't remember. But sexual mores is, one of the guys said something in the minutes like, yeah, we need to get rid of God because we need to be free to express our sexual mores any way we see fit. We can't do that with a, hierarchy of religious people. It's bad. I can't remember exactly what he said, but that phrase, sexual mores, is in the minutes of that meeting. If you read the rest of that meeting, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff about removing God from academia. That happened at Cambridge in the 1800s. Maybe that'll help you find it. I hope. Or you can just watch Kent Hovind, some of his early stuff. He has that meeting. I don't agree with everything he says, by the way. There's a lot of stuff he's got wrong. But he has done the legwork, and he has found a lot of these things and knows a lot of the names and the dates and stuff like that. And if you watch his material, you will come across this meeting that he talks about it, and it tells you who was there, what they said, and why they said it. So you can do that. It's on one of his old tapes from the 80s. And those are all on YouTube, so you can find them. All those definitions are coming under state control without hard copy dictionaries, Wikipedia, context boxes. Ha! Yeah. I had 2 years of geology, so the hardcore geological science is a bit hard to pry out. I understand. This whole thing is hard to swallow, MVTV. That's why it's only a remnant that stays, The whole world is going to turn against God. There's only going to be a small group of people that still follow God. The remnant of Christians. The whole world will go a-whoring after the dark one, the fallen one. That's a lot of people. That means we don't have a winning hand here. The only reason we're going to win is because God will step in. If he don't step in, it's over for everybody. That's just the way it is. Unless you study theology, correct. I don't have to believe in everything but beer or scotch. I hear you, buddy. I'm not trying to convince you to believe in anything. I'm just telling you what I know. You can believe it or not believe it. I believe I'll have another beer here. Ha-ha! This world is going away from God fast. Yes. Meantime, I got to duck out, folks. Good job as always, Jake. Good night, chat. Tally-ho. Fight the power. See you Wednesday. I love you, MVTV. Thank you, brother. And it is already 10:05. I didn't realize it had got so late. I got to duck out, too, because I got to get up and go to work in the morning. I hope you guys enjoyed this show tonight. I hope it was informative, and most of all, I hope it was fun, funny, funish, funeral, not funeral. No funerals. But I hope it was fun. And I hope I see you Wednesday. Sepson, thank you for coming back by. I miss you, brother. Come see me again soon. Alpine, lovely as always. Thank you for being here. Fab Daddy, thank you, brother. Anybody else that I missed, thank you. And, Caucasian, have a great night. Do me a favor. When you go out into the world tomorrow and you encounter other people of the same or like species of yourself, be nice. It's not hard. Just be good to somebody. Just go out of your way to be nice to somebody. Hold the door for a little old lady. Help somebody across the street with a bag of groceries. Buy a bum a beer or a sandwich. Smile as you walk by a stranger. That's all. It's free. Takes no effort. But be nice. I promise you it'll change your life. I promise you it'll open doors you didn't even know were available to you. It will cause your inner light to begin to shine, and people will notice. You do that and watch it work. I promise you it will. Now, I must bid you adieu. I love you true with all my heart. I do. I can't wait to do this again. I have so much fun doing this. Thank you so much for being so interesting and having such good questions and playing along with my psychoses and being here. That's important. So thank you for that. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Have a great night. God bless you all. And thanks for watching.